We want to say shout out to our sponsors, Watchman Cigars, Webmerized, Hill Brewing, and now Crave, Bath and Body. Without you guys, this episode would not be possible. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Southern Fried Philosophy Podcast, where it's our take on life, liberty, and the pursuit of gravy. And you, the listener, are invited to come up on the front porch, grab a beverage, and set a spell. We've got a great show lined up for you as always. But before we begin, let me introduce you to our starting lineup. Magic Man has retired for the evening. I think he's probably asleep or working, doing, his day job stuff. But alas, we do have the one and only producer Brian. What up, dog?
Hey, man. How's it going?
Oh, just another wonderful day in the neighborhood. Producer Brian, where can our folks find us on the socials?
Oh, we're on all the socials, Facebook.com/Southern Fried Philosophy, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch at SFP Radio. You can always email the show at sfpradio@gmail.com. If you'd like to support the show financially, we have a Patreon account, patreon.com/SFP Radio. It's almost bourbon season, so come on with that.
Come on with it.
You can always catch us live, streaming, not live. You can always catch us live on Facebook when we actually do it, some Thursdays. iHeartRadio, Spotify, and TuneIn app is where we're streaming at. Please go check out the show. Or if you're listening now, pause, like, comment, subscribe, share,
rate, review, whatever you want to do.
Reviews are good. Yeah, any of that.
I love our audience, but asking them to do anything is just pointless at this point. So I'm not. I wonder if
they'll come over and drink some beer with us in a few months or something.
Well, and here's the deal: if you go to patreon.com/SFP Radio and you give $1, you will be invited to the exclusive Hill Brewing beer release that we will have. I think my wife is going to do a charcuterie plate. How about that? It's just that is worth $1. But alas, you'll be able to try our banana pudding beer.
Porter?
It's a porter. Yeah, it's a porter in bourbon barrels. So it's going to be smack dab delicious. We have a coffee stout that's also in a bourbon barrel. Producer Brian, we're going to have to come up with names for these. So
okay. All right. Well, so if no one subscribes to Patreon and no one else gets to come, do we just get to sit there and just drink out of the tap the whole day?
Absolutely. 100%. Yep.
Okay. I'm going to edit out the Patreon part because they sound great. And I'm just going to need to call a Lyft that night, I think.
Well, to be honest with you, because we bought the barrels, we get a large chunk of some of those beers. So I'm sure that you'll be able to take a good amount home with you. That
satisfied with mine.
Yes. Yeah. So they will be divvied up between the three of us. So I think
come on, hang out with us.
Each. Yeah,
have a beer.
We'd love to have you.
Yeah, man.
And we'll get a head count for the charcuterie. It's going to be awesome. But if you don't do it, then it's just us, and we'll be completely wasted.
We'll just post pictures on Instagram, and you'll just say, "Oh, I should have done that."
Oh man, I should have. Hey, if you are staying at home and you want to do your own podcast or video or YouTube or whatever, and you need some help with that, shoot producer Brian an email at headlines@sfpradio.com. He will be glad to help you with that. And if you'd like to be a show sponsor, email me at sfpradio@gmail.com. I think I actually have a Biggun at SFP Radio.
Is it set up is the question. Do you have it? Does it show up anywhere if we send that email?
It's supposed to come to my account. I don't know if Webmerized has deactivated that, but I know at one time there was Biggun at SFP Radio. So we'll have to ask Bobbert about that.
I might test that.
We want to say shout out to our special listeners from L.A. No, I'm not talking about L.A., Los Angeles. I'm talking about our folks from Louisiana. Congratulations. Thank you for being this week's show highlight. Thank you guys for listening. Please spread the word. all you Bon Temps and Nolans and all those.
Yeah.
Man, I've been watching some TikTok, which we've talked about.
Is it the Cajun dude?
The Cajun dude. Yeah.
Let's hydrate. That guy.
Let's get on it, big boy. Let's go.
Yeah. He's funny.
Let's get it, dude. Oh, that's what he says.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get it, dude. Oh, man, I tell you what, this TikTok thing.
There's some funny things.
There's some great stuff on there. There's again, and I've said this before, if you just sign up for TikTok and you're a individual that is right now as a man, classify yourself as a man, you will get a lot of women initially starting out with things that they need to cover up with. But after you make it through that initial week of skipping those things and going and watching full videos of barbecue or bourbon or whatever your thing is, that it'll start to decrease those things and you'll find some really good stuff. I love the dad jokes. So I've been watching listening to the dad jokes and stuff, which have been great. So anyway,
there's a couple things. There's a lot of I've if you swipe through the minors or not even minors all the time, showing whatever,
right,
and linger on the food or some of the funny things, or the algorithm fix itself. I've gotten stuck. It's kind of amusing, but there's this couple that keeps shooting themselves with these like popper things at random times. Have you seen those?
Yes.
I think I get them all now. It's like an unofficial subscriber or something. And it's entertaining. It's like, okay, well, how are they going to do it? I mean, it's beyond stupid. I don't think it's funny anymore, but they're coming anyway. You know what?
I feel sorry for the people that have to clean that up because it's all the time. They're just shooting confetti glitter everywhere.
Yeah, the kids probably, right? Is that it? Or they have a housekeeper.
No, Dad, don't do it again.
Or they do it once a week when their housekeeper's going to come the next day. Is that what they do?
Oh, God. Don't talk to me about housekeepers. We'll talk about that here in a minute. So, Producer Brian, let me ask you, like I ask you every week, how you be darn?
Oh, I'm tired, man.
Dude, come on.
Oh, yeah. So, I've been super busy anyway, but we've decided, 2 weeks in a row now, I've taken my kids to Carowinds on like Wednesday.
2 weekends in a row.
2 weeks and 2 weeks. Two Wednesdays in a row.
Wednesdays in a row.
Yeah, so evenings. So here's what happened. In the fall of 2019, we purchased season passes.
Okay.
And the way the season passes, Carowinds, if you're not from the Charlotte area, is an amusement park, like King's Dominion, Six Flags, that kind of thing. It's the one in Charlotte. So we got season passes in the fall of 2019, which allows you to participate in all the fall stuff. And then there were 2020 passes. So all of 2020 is Carowinds, right? And supposedly if you go twice, it pays for itself, which is true based on the money. So they're not cheap by any means, but if you use them more than one time, you've already paid for it. So to me, it's worth it if the kids are big enough to ride the stuff.
Sure. Okay.
So we got 3 because my son at the time was technically a preschooler. So preschoolers get him free because there's only like 2 things they can do. So they don't make you really pay. So if you have kids in a certain age, they can still have fun. They get in for free. So if you play that right, it's really cool. Anyway, so 2020, we had Carowinds passes. Well, Carowinds was closed all of 2020. I think they did one event like towards Christmas. They might have gone like, hey, we're going to do our Christmas thing. And they finally opened up in like late May, and there was a reservation. Anyway, but what they did this year is that they basically said, well, you paid for these and didn't get to use them, so we're just rolling them into 2021, which I thought was great.
Okay.
Even like the preschool. So my son used to be preschool age. He's not anymore. I was like, okay, I'm not going to buy this. They rolled his, and he just gets to use this free pass, which was great. So, long story. So, the last 2 weeks, we've gone for like 2-3 hours on like a Wednesday evening because there's nobody there. The lines are way shorter. Of course, last Wednesday was like the hottest day of the year, I think. It was like, feels like 105.
Miserable. Yeah.
It was pretty rough. Yesterday was great though because it was like 80 something. But I'm tired because I've been like working really hard. And then that's a endeavor.
To get down there, to get back,
it's
to enjoy the time.
And we leave right at 5 o'clock in Charlotte. traffic is amazing.
Miserable.
5 o'clock. Yeah, so it's great.
Yeah.
It's about half an hour to get there. Anyway, I'm just tired because we had a lot of fun. We went to some of the bigger rides last night. So I was, I think I have one like thrill seeker and one like that was too fast. I don't want to do that. So
okay, all right.
Should be interesting going forward.
And you like the roller coasters?
I love them. So here's the problem. I learned this many years ago. Went to Dollywood, which is Dolly Parton's music park over in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. And I'm not a little guy. They don't call me Biggun, but I'm not a little guy, right?
Right. Yeah.
So at the time, I was with my folks. So the parents took the kids for like an hour, and me and my wife were like, "Okay, let's go ride a grown-up roller coaster, right?" Mm-hmm. So we get in there, and it's got the shoulder strap thing, right?
Yep.
And this is probably the biggest. Dollywood doesn't have any huge rides, but this is the biggest, baddest one they got, right? So
yeah.
They get in, and the thing won't quite, it'll lock down, but I'm kind of pushing against it with my belly, right?
Right.
So, there's 25 people on this thing. It's like 4 deep, maybe more than that. And the little green light won't set them off until that sensor has to be released for like 30 seconds or something, or 45 seconds before it'll go green light to start the ride. Okay. So the thing barely locks on me. So I have to sit there and like hold my breath and squeeze, and they're all waiting on me to figure this out, right? So I have to sit there, like hold my breath and squeeze this shoulder thing down. I'm turning purple, waiting for this thing to go. Okay. Then once it happens, I can kind of release myself a little bit.
Right. Yeah.
But then you're getting the G's from the ride. It's just like pushing on you. It was the worst, most uncomfortable experience on a roller coaster. I love roller coasters, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The same trip, I almost puked on the teacups with my kids. So there was that. Because that's the one you can spin, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And as any dad would do, you get them with your kids and you get maximum velocity, right? It's like,
yeah, absolutely.
How fast can I make this thing go? Well, I did that, and I was looking down, and I looked up, or I was looking up and I looked down, and the whole world went, and just like flipped around. I've never been sick on a roller coaster, but that almost did it. I thought I was done with roller coasters forever after the teacups at Dollywood.
The teacups almost knocked you out.
Yeah. So a certain person in my family, my wife, won't let me live that down.
Oh, I'm sure. My dad got knocked out of the elephant ride at the zoo, where you sit in the little elephant, Dumbo, and you can go up or down with the handle. And he's like, you can't go up because he's scared of heights. So he would never let me go up. So we would hover around like 3 feet, or just go in the circle and not go up or down. I'm like, Dad, I just want to go up and down. And he wouldn't let me because he got sick. So yeah. No, but I understand. Like I can't go on the roller coasters because Biggun, I did it one time as a Biggun. Yeah. And I remember thinking, I'm going to die because this thing is going to just open up and I'm going to roll on out. And I'm like, I'll never do that again.
For larger people. I mean,
they're not. No.
Technically blame them for that because there's
it's not their fault. It's my fault for eating too many of their funnel cakes. That's my fault.
You can't serve funnel cakes and have skinny people on rides, right?
That's right. Or you have to pick one. I haven't been there in a very long time, but according to some research that has been done, that Disneyland is pretty FKF. And if you don't know what FKF is, that's fat kid friendly. Okay. But I hear Disneyland is okay for bigger people. So I don't know if that's true or not, but
I'll let you know in a couple of years here.
Okay.
I'm trying to get that set up. So
you'll make the first run, and then I'll have to follow.
Well, that trip actually, between that and buying Carowinds passes, I think encouraged me to try and lose weight. So I want to be able to ride rides with my kids. So that was kind of a motivation. And then I did really well the first half of 2020, and then the second half of 2020 kind of was bad.
It was the chicken sandwiches we made you eat.
Well, no, then this year, first spring of this year, I started off pretty good, and then chicken sandwiches, right? So
they got you.
Yeah, how you doing?
We're evaluating because I'm like, I can't, I got to be able to live. Like you're just trying to ride rides for your kid. I'm like, I can actually live.
I'd like to stick around for them too. I guess a little while.
Yeah. I'm good, man. It's also been a very busy week. Earlier this week, we had this knock at the door. Just actually, it was the Ring doorbell, ding dong, and we weren't expecting anybody. And came to the door, and it was like this guy in like this pest control uniform, and I'm like, one, we're not expecting pest control. They're scheduled next week. And then two, he looked like a creepy old man. And I was like, what in the world? So he's like, hey, I was doing a job out here and I heard a big crack. And I turned around and there's a limb that fell on your roof. And at the Biggun household, we've got this probably 150-year-old oak tree right in front of the house. And its branches literally go over the roof. So I'm like, oh no. So I go out there and there's a giant limb that is barely hanging on. But here's the tough part is if this thing continues to fall, it'll knock out my neighbor's power because it's hitting her power line, but it hasn't snapped it yet. Oh man. So I'm like panicking. And this happened at 5:00. And so I'm calling all these tree companies and they're like, yeah, we can come out and look at it. I was like, well, can you get it tonight? And they're like, no, we can't. It'll be in the morning. So I spent all night just like panicked that this tree limb is going to fall. And then I asked the guy the next morning who came out, like, how is that staying up there? And he's like, honestly, I have no idea. It was just the weight of the limb on the edge of the house. But luckily it didn't do any damage. It was okay. It did some damage to my pocketbook. I know that much. But I got lucky on that piece. And then my wife decides, hey, I'd like to get a maid service. I'm like, okay, all right. I get a lawn guy. She can get a maid service, whatever.
That sounds fair.
Until I realize like what all they don't do. I was like, well, do you guys do windows? No, we don't do that. Do you guys take out the trash? No, you don't do that. Will you fold laundry? No, we don't do that.
Oh.
Will you, I don't know, like, just to me, simple things. Will you do the dishes? Put them up? No, we don't do that. And so my wife's like, well, we need to have the house cleaned. I'm like, fine, whatever. Just, you do you.
It's a big house. I mean, that's a big house.
It's a big house, trying to take care of, small batch and then working and all that kind of stuff.
Dirty, yeah.
All that stuff. So then she said on Tuesday, like, hey, the maids are coming. We got to start cleaning up. I'm like, wait, what? Right. And we got to pick up. I'm like, but that's what they do. Right? That's their job. It's like, well, I don't want the house looking bad when they come. I'm like, honey, that's what they're supposed to do. So we spend Tuesday and Wednesday and just hauling.
It's like the company's coming, right?
Yeah, the house to me has never looked better since the day we moved into the house. Like like everything is put away, everything looks perfect, everything's wiped down, everything looks great. And then so they came in at 11:00. They left about 4:00. And Jess said, well, how do you think they did? And I looked around and I said, honestly, babe, I can't tell if they've even been here.
That's a brilliant business model. Because you survive on the fear. Okay, the cleaning ladies or cleaning person's coming. I got to so it makes you clean your own house, right. But you're paying them to come do that.
Right. It's perfect. It's like insurance. It's just a scam. Man. But to be fair, like she's like, they're cleaning all the stuff that you don't see. And I'm like, well, then why do we even clean it? Like, why do we need it cleaned if I'm not paying attention to it?
Right.
And then she started pointing things out. Like, look, there's no dust on the fan. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's good. I was like, oh, look at the baseboards. Oh, yeah, I never even noticed the baseboards. Yep, there's no dust there either. And so, like, all this stuff. And my wife's like, this looks so great. And I'm like, honestly, it looks the same. So there's that.
You get that feel of the clean house, though, right? Like
you do. Like it's nice and clean and all that stuff. And then my office when we were going through all the places to clean, the guy looked at my office. He's like, yeah, we can't do anything in there. She's like, we're not going in there. I'm like, absolutely, you're fine. And then last but not least, last week we were supposed to go to see my grandma in Kentucky because she hasn't seen Small Batch for 2 years now.
Oh, wow.
Almost 2 years. And so we were getting ready to head out. And this is the second time we've planned to go. And she, a Small Batch came down with hand, foot, and mouth, supposedly. You remember the last time she had a double ear infection and RSV, so we couldn't do that. And then so finally, I think we've got it planned. We're heading out of town. By the time this comes up, we'll be back, so don't try to think about stealing anything of the Biggun household. So we're supposed to be planning to leave tomorrow, and I haven't even packed it. So
have you quarantined Small Batch for the last 2 weeks? That's the real question.
Evidently, we need to, because nothing, like, she comes home with everything, and it's been a nightmare. So.
You know, you just hire some cleaners to go over to that daycare with a bottle of Clorox or something.
Yeah, Lysol. And they say they scrub down everything. Jeez. Clearly not the kids. All right, so let's go to our Southern phrase of the week. It says, I'm about to fly off the handle. You'll hear this in the South when one has been pushed to their limit and is about to lose their temper over it. So when you hear, I'm about to fly off the handle, that's not a good sign, but it also doesn't want to be confused with just this is a handle. I say this quite often, meaning that this is an issue or a problem that has become bigger than it has originally started, or it's causing some type of inconvenience. So like today, having the cleaner ladies, and then we had a meeting with DSS and all that stuff. At the same time, that has become a handle.
This is one of those phrases. It's like, I don't know why it's like, where it started. Like what? I understand I've heard the phrase, right? But like, why?
Right.
What handle?
What's the origin? Yeah. What's the handle?
How big is this handle? You can, I don't.
Right. Yeah. I'd like to know. Maybe I'll do some research and we'll come back with we
need to contact the history origins. Of English guy.
Yes.
If we could do like a weekly phrase segment, like we'll just send him, this is our segment. Can you record 3-minute explanation of this?
Oh, that'd be great. All right. You're onto something there, producer. Okay, That's why you're the producer.
Talking.
And my wife has chimed in saying that she's going to leave a review of this episode. She evidently heard me talking about the cleaning people. But we'll have our first official review of a podcast. Hey. That's great.
Yeah, maybe she'll do a Patreon account too, and we can get her to that.
Well, she's making the charcuterie plate, so she gets
coming and bringing it. Okay, that's okay. Yeah, I guess we
there's
can do that.
There's that.
That's fair.
Yeah. So I saw this article, and I thought I would bring it up. You guys remember some of the good old time sweets that you would eat as a kid? Well, there are a list of 25 sweets that are discontinued, and you're not able to get these or purchase these anymore, at least on the shelves. You might be able to get them on, Amazon or whatnot. But let's see if you remember them. I don't know if I'll go through all 25, but we'll go down the list. So Milky Way Light.
Light?
Yeah, it was a light version of a Milky Way.
50 calories less. It
had 170 calories less than the average chocolate bar.
Was it just like 20% smaller?
It could have been. It could have been just the fun size, and that was the full size. All right. The milkshake bar. Do you remember the milkshake bar?
I've never heard of that one.
Yeah. It was created in 1920, contained milk, chocolate, caramel, and nougat. Sounds more like just the Mars bar.
Sounds familiar.
I do remember this one, the PB Max.
Yes.
Yep.
I remember the commercials
Sweet, salty,
for that.
crunchy, yes.
I don't know if you ever had one of those or not.
I remember I did have it, and I enjoyed it, but you're no longer allowed to get that. Also, you can't get the Reese's peanut butter and banana cream cups.
Listen, I've been in a lot of gas stations. Yeah. They weren't selling this stuff.
Back in 2007, they brought these things out. Right. Let's see what else we got.
Oh, Butterfinger BBs.
Butterfinger BB. Yep,
I remember that. Was that? I mean, those are awesome. I got those, I think, in movie theaters, maybe.
Yep. I remember those. Oh, you know what? I hit the next, and it wasn't a real thing.
Oh no.
You silly ad, you got me. So Butterfinger BBs, Slow Poke Lollipops. I don't remember those.
No.
The Starburst Hard Candy.
Hard candy. Do they look different than regular? Because the pictures are from this article
are just regular Starburst.
Yeah. You know what I like is the Starburst jelly beans. Those are fantastic.
Have you ever gotten a Starburst and then just put it in your pocket for, I don't know, like 5 minutes or so? It's perfect.
Like a preheat your Starburst. That's
it's warm. Yeah.
It's easy. It doesn't like rip your mouth up when you stick it in there, right?
Yeah. So you may ask yourself, Biggun, how did you come across this? So let me tell you. So I was, for my work, I was able somehow, by the grace of God, I was able to tour the only factory that makes Snickers in Waco, Texas.
Oh,
you talk about a fat man fantasy. That was
Snickers.
I will remember that day for the rest of my life. It was the greatest thing ever. But they also make Skittles and they also make a Starburst.
All right.
And so we were taking the tour, and they had a big vat of Starburst that you could just reach in and fill your pockets with. And so we were at the back of the line, and me and a coworker were like, we took like a few of them and put it in our pockets, and then we were like, I'm kind of hungry. So then we started eating them on the tour. So yeah, there you go.
Nice.
All right, we'll keep moving. The Nestle Triple Decker Chocolate Bar. I don't remember that one. The Reggie Bar, named after Reggie Jackson.
Okay.
Yep. Cinnamon Tic Tacs.
Ooh, have I had those? I would like that.
Yeah. Jolly Rancher Wild Berry Mix. Here's the thing I love, were the Cream Savers. I loved the Cream Savers.
Did I have those?
Yep. They had strawberry cream, orange cream, raspberry cream. They were like little swirlies, hard candies, and you just sucked on them.
I don't think I ever had
Very
those.
delicious.
Man, I missed out. I need a time machine.
You missed out. 7-Up Bar.
What's that?
It was, let's see, the wackiest list. The 7 different chocolate pillows, each filled with a different flavor, composed the 7-Up candy bar. It included Brazil nut, buttercream, butterscotch, caramel, cherry, coconut, fudge, mint, nougat, and orange. Disappeared in 1979.
Oh,
so that could explain why you've never had it.
Things. Yep.
Dunkaroos.
I always wanted
evidently
these.
they're back.
I always wanted. That's one of those things you'd see a commercial for when I was a kid. My mom didn't buy that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they're like look like just regular cookies, but you can dunk them in whatever. Like I think they had like chocolate icing or something like that.
I'm getting hungry.
Hershey Bites. These were introduced in 2000. They were poppable balls, which were made from the popular chocolate bars such as Kit Kat, Rolo, or peanut butter cups.
This was a trend, like the Butterfinger thing. Then everyone had like a bite size, so you'd buy like the bag of it. So whenever I went to buy a candy bar, I would check this is how much of a nerd I am. I'd look at the weight to price ratio. Is my getting more? I'm paying more for the little chocolate ball versus 2 king size candy bars. Like, what's the value play here? That's what I would do.
Nice. Skittles bubblegum. Hershey's Kissables. These are teardrop shaped candies, once rival to Moorish M&Ms. I don't know.
That's when they had like something inside of like it was 2 flavors. Oh,
maybe. Flavor blasted graham goldfish. Haven't heard of that. Okay. Hershey s'mores.
Oh. Okay.
Hershey swoops. Oh. These are like Pringles, but they're like chocolate.
6-pack.
Yes, I remember these.
That's not enough.
Yep. They look like Pringles. They're chocolate. The Marathon Bar.
Isn't that
Nestle,
just a Snickers?
I don't know. Oh, a slight rebranding, but Snickers were named Marathons in the UK. Got it.
Sorry.
You okay there?
I just read the title of the next one. That's all.
Nestle Magic Balls.
Enough said.
We'll just leave that one there. The Wonka Bar.
It's a real thing.
That was a real thing.
You ever eat one?
I never did. Have you?
Nope.
Well,
if you have golden
color
tickets,
us purple. So that's 25 of the sweets that have disappeared at least.
Oh man!
You know which one I like? I like the whatchamacallit, which I thought disappeared, but it's back or it's there.
Yeah.
And I like the Take 5. I've been a
I don't
big
think
fan
I've had
of the
Take 5. I have a controversial. It's not. I'm gonna say it's a favorite. But a candy bar I really like that a lot of people don't understand is the Payday.
I like the Payday. I don't
like
have a
the
problem
Payday.
with Payday.
I like the saltiness with the caramel and the I can't, of course, have peanuts now because of my son. But I just really like. That's like a refreshing candy bar. Like the chocolate's so heavy sometimes. I don't know. I just really like this.
Yeah,
Payday.
I'm not mad at you for a Payday. So that's good.
Some people think that's one of the worst candy bars of all time.
No,
I don't
it's like so.
If you dipped it in chocolate, maybe it would be better. But I would also eat a chocolate covered Payday. To be clear.
Yeah, if we ate all of those 25 missing candies, we'd probably end up with the Beaties. I would say. And you know who the spokesperson is for the sugars? It's our old friend Wilfred Brimley.
Oh yes, of course.
Remember old Wilfred?
I do.
He played on some family show, and I loved him as the grandfather. He was my hero.
He wasn't on like Little House on the Prairie, was he? That wasn't it?
I don't think so.
Did he do like commercials with the other dude, the Angel? Oh, what was the who was the guy
Michael
from
Landon?
Michael Landon. He was on some like
he was on Little House on the Prairie.
He was on that Angel show too. What was that thing?
Touched by an Angel.
Was it that?
Touched by an Angel. Yeah.
What's it?
I think no. Oh man, what is that?
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, now you're gonna have to make me look it up.
Well,
if
while
you're listening
you're
to the
looking
show,
up,
email us.
I heard, speaking of Wilfred Brimley, I heard this was this phenomenon that I never knew about. I heard about recently, and I thought, oh, of course, this is the place. Because we are the lovers of or connoisseurs of Wilfred Brimley and all his
right.
Highway
to Heaven.
Yeah,
Highway to Heaven.
Highway to Heaven.
There it is.
That was it. They were both in that, right?
I don't know.
Oh, Highway. No, Touched by Angel was like so weird. Right?
Yeah, she was cute though.
Highway to Heaven. Yeah, I watched a lot of that in the 80s. I forgot about that show.
Right,
anyway, there's a thing called the Brimley Cocoon line. You remember the movie Cocoon?
Yeah, I do.
So it's mid 80s. It's about a bunch of like old people that basically get abducted by aliens. I feel like that's kind of the plot, right?
Yep.
There's some alien pods that are in a swimming pool, and all the quote unquote old people are helping the aliens. And there's skin swappers, and it's actually kind of creepy if you go back and watch it.
Yeah.
But there's this thing, and I heard about it. And some of us are kind of creeping up on this, but there's a thing called the Brimley Cocoon line. Guess how old Wilfred Brimley was when he played? He was like not the lead, but the second in that movie.
I would say 45.
Oh, well, he was 49.
Oh, I was close.
Yeah, but when you think about, like, if you've watched that movie, they make it seem like it's a bunch of senior citizens, right?
Oh.
Right? I mean, he was 49. Like,
yeah.
It's this, like, he doesn't look like a young man in that.
Right.
Intentionally.
Okay. Yeah.
He didn't look for probably after his 21st birthday, he didn't look like a young man anymore. But there's this thing called the Brimley Cocoon line. So when actors hit that age, it's like
49.
It's a threshold kind of thing, a phenomenon, you know. So when I pulled up this article, the picture they're showing, and I don't know if this is accurate, is the guy that played Theo Huxtable.
Okay.
From the Cosby Show, right?
Yep.
Apparently and this makes sense because of how old we are. Apparently he recently crossed the Brimley line.
Okay.
I don't think of him because you remember him being on TV, right?
Right.
And they don't age on TV.
Right.
Apparently, like 49 still. I was like, really? You're 49? It used to seem like a bigger number than it does now. I'll say that. But
oh yeah, like when we were kids, when you were 49, you were about dead, right?
Right. Yeah. So, and that's when I watched Cocoon. So they had to be ancient.
Right.
I was probably 8 years old when I saw that movie the first time.
And so you hear the phrase like, 40 is the new 30. And you're like, is that really true? Or is it
denial?
Just us trying to make ourselves feel better about ourselves?
Oh, it's a Twitter account. Oh, what is this? There's a whole Twitter account about the Brimley line. Let's see. Let's get some.
So is it basically just like people hit 49 and then they trail off, or what's the whole line about?
I think it's about the suspension of disbelief that people can be these actors or celebrities are that old. You don't realize that they're that old. That's kind of, I think, the point of it. So it's a rite of passage. It's really not even 49. It's like almost 49 or so many days. You can get really semantic about it. Warren G recently crossed this. Remember him? Okay. Hip hop artist. Let's see who we got here. I don't know who that guy is. I don't know who that guy is. Oh, wait a minute. Who's this? This is I guess the Spartacus guy. I'm Sparta. Who's he? I can't remember his name.
Russell Crowe?
No, Russell Crowe. The other the one with that British accent. I just missed it.
Russell Crowe did have a British accent.
No, he wasn't in that movie, wasn't he?
I don't know. I never watched it.
I just lost my tab.
Well, this is fascinating.
This is right. This is great, right? Okay, here we go. Sorry. Fortunately, I get to edit this, so I don't know. Okay, I don't know. Chris Kattan.
Well, wow, yeah.
Okay, think about it. That's right. Charlie Ward was basketball. Kirk Cameron. I see.
I don't know anybody of these people.
Matt Damon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, everyone knows him, right?
How old's Marky Mark?
He's probably right around there. Apparently, a bunch of Melrose Place people hit that number. Whatever that's about. Let's see. Yeah, there's one of them. Josie Bissett.
Wow, he's 50.
Is he 50? So yeah, he's crossed the line. Tony Hale. Who's that? Hey. This is great. You can tell we prepared for
radio.
this.
Great
this
radio.
Is awesome. I don't know.
This is why we're not picked up on.
Claudia Schiffer. Fred Durst.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of Fred Durst, have you seen his picture from Lollapalooza?
There's a picture of him. He looks like Santa Claus with a camo hat on.
Look at what is it? Fred Durst. Fred Durst. Lollapalooza.
Okay. Thank you, auto type.
Yeah.
Oh.
Look at him. That's Fred Durst.
Oh, okay. His picture was on the Twitter thing a minute ago.
Okay.
And I just
didn't know who it was. Look at that. Look at that. He did it all for the nookie. Look at it. I mean, that's got to be a wig, right?
No,
that has to be
not a wig. With those glasses and the handle. Man, he partied a little too hard, I think. That is good night.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look at his before and after picture, and you're just like, what in the world is that? That is not the same dude.
Kevin Smith, the director, actor, director. Sorry, I want to do like one or two more, and then we'll be done. Who the heck is that guy? Beck. Yeah. What was the guy? What was the Nick Offerman from Parks and Rec? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's my hero, Ron Swanson.
I've never watched that, so I'm missing out, I think, on something. Yeah, I know. I didn't watch TV for a long time, man.
You've got to watch Parks and Rec.
Is it? It's like, I keep seeing like Office clips on Instagram, and I think I like it in those little bites. Like, just show me the funny part. I don't want to watch the whole episode. It's kind of like, show me the bit. Maybe I don't need to see the whole thing.
Just the bit. You got it.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Speaking of bits, here's the question for you. I want our listeners to play along as well, as my wife is at some point going to come down and turn on this light because it's dark as Hades in this.
Dark over there.
Here's a question. You only have 3 condiments that you can have the rest of your life. Everything else you've got to throw away. What are they?
That's rough. 3 condiments. Okay.
3 condiments.
I thought about this a little bit today.
Okay. All right.
I think you're obvious if you're playing it straight, right? It would be ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, right? Like, yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Because that's literally on everything. Those are the staple,
right,
condiments. I would not pick those 3, to be clear. And we may have to do some defining on what a condiment is.
Okay.
Would a salad dressing count as a condiment?
Salad dressing is a salad dressing.
Okay, so
not
you couldn't have ranch as one of your choices here.
Right.
So do you get to keep ranch? Because it's not a condiment. Okay. It helps. What about honey? Is honey a condiment?
Yes. It comes in the little honey packets at Bojangles. Okay. So that'll count.
Okay. Oh, if it comes in a packet. Is that the grape jelly? Is that a condiment?
Oh. It can be.
Actually, that changes my answer.
Huh. We'll define it. Besides salad dressing, anything that comes in a small little packet.
That's like the small, not the big packet. Small packet.
No.
Right?
Yeah, because salad dressing comes in the big packet.
What about like dipping packets, like dipping sauce kind of things? Like Chick-fil-A sauce. Is that a condiment?
That counts as a condiment. Yep.
Oh, because you can do a lot with Chick-fil-A sauce.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. My original thought was something like that you could mix. Like I love sriracha. I put sriracha on so many different things.
Okay.
But I could see myself making sriracha mayo on things that I wouldn't put straight sriracha on.
Okay.
Like if I can mix my condiments, something like that.
Oh, okay. That's a good call.
You understand what I'm saying there?
Yep.
I feel like barbecue sauce is a pretty important thing to have access to. Unless I was mixing I'll say ketchup and grape jelly might make a barbecue sauce, but not quite.
Okay.
I have to have mayonnaise I have to have mayonnaise.
Wow. So mayonnaise is it?
Because I couldn't make coleslaw without mayonnaise. I love coleslaw. You can use to make other sauces with the mayonnaise. Yeah. It's a great mixer for the other things I'm about to say that I don't know yet. Oh, wow. Yeah, so I'm going to say mayonnaise, sriracha.
Okay.
So I'll put sriracha on anything. And one more condiment. Actually, no, I won't take mayonnaise back. Can I take mayonnaise back?
You can take it back. But you're going to be on the shot clock.
Okay, I want Chick-fil-A sauce as a mayonnaise substitute.
Okay. All right.
All the things I would put mayonnaise on.
I'll be fine with
that.
I
could put Chick-fil-A sauce on, right? And I'm not even the big Chick-fil-A sauce fan. So I want that. I still want sriracha though, because I love sriracha. I put it on my eggs. I put it on everything. And then let's go. Grape jelly.
So you got CFA, sriracha, and grape jelly.
Yep. I think I could live like that. Because I could put the CFA sauce on sandwiches, be happy. I make coleslaw with it, fine. If I want some heat, I'd just add sriracha to whatever. And then sweets, mix grape jelly with anything.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to go with Chick-fil-A. Now, it's great on all things, but on most things, but not on everything. True. So for the other, I can't imagine having fries the rest of my life and never having ketchup. So, for me, I got to do some ketchup. And then last but not least, I'm going to do the barbecue sauce because it's just so delicious.
I love it. Yeah. That's a good one because I could live with that ketchup. The barbecue sauce, pretty important. Yeah. I'm thinking I need to try this. if I mix the sriracha and grape jelly, maybe I can get some kind of sauce out of that.
Okay. That's a lot of work for that grape jelly. He's going to have to put in some overtime. So those are the best of our three. Here's the other flip side of that. What's the worst 5 types of chips?
So is this flavors or just straight up chips?
Straight up chips.
Any of it?
Yeah. What are the 5 types of chips that you hate the most? And the reason why I say this, because I was down the store aisle the other day, and I saw these Kettle sea salt, which so far 2 for $2 sea salt, and they added truffle. I was like, that might be okay. I like truffle. I like sea salt. Let's try it. So I got them, and they were awful. Like, I did not like them at all. I was like, ooh, these are awful. What are the other things I hate?
Such a strong, like almost like moldy flavor. It's so.
I wouldn't go with moldy, but yeah.
It's like, I think about truffles are like
unique.
They're dirty. Like they live in like mushroom, like mushrooms on mushrooms. Sure. Yeah. Right.
I mean, they're not
really
they don't have the most sanitizer. Yeah.
Intense. Sea salt and cracked black pepper.
Now that's something. That's great. I'm okay with that. But it was a new flavor. I was like, well, let me try it. It did not turn out well.
Speaking of new flavors, I saw, this is going to tie into one of my answers, 2 flavors. They're Lay's flavors.
Okay.
One of them is Cool Ranch Doritos flavored Lay's.
Wow.
So I guess it's the seasoning from potato chips. It literally says Cool Ranch Dorito flavored Lay's.
So is Doritos, pardon the phrase, kids, don't listen to this, but is Doritos whoring themselves out just as bad as Cinnabon is?
Have you been to Taco Bell?
Right. That's all they have at Taco Bell. Taco Bell, Dorito, Loco, whatever.
Yeah. And to top that, they also have a Funyun flavored Wavy Lays.
Wait, what?
And a Cheeto Lays, apparently. I just saw that one for the first time just now.
Yo, I need you all to go buy that because I think PepsiCo owns that, right? And I own some PepsiCo.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah. So that ties into 2 of my worst chips.
Okay.
Personally. And these are fighting words. Funyuns.
You don't like Funyuns at all?
I don't.
They almost made my list, but every once in a while I'll get one and I'm like, okay. And then I realize this is horrible.
Like if you're going to eat Funyuns, you eat the whole bag. You can't eat one Funyun. It's a commitment. Because you eat one Funyun, then everything just stinks. So you might as well eat the whole bag. So I just don't need that. I can live without Funyuns. That's not something I'm going to grab ever on like if they're I'm at a party and there's Funyuns open. Like if your wife puts Funyuns on her charcuterie board, maybe I'll eat some there.
All right.
But I just don't eat them. Okay. And then this next one's fighting words. I know it is. Cool Ranch Doritos. I can't stand them.
Okay.
I can't stand them.
I'm not going to hate you for that.
Yeah. Those are my top 2, and I got to find 3 more.
Do you want me to give you some and then?
Yeah. Why don't you? I want to keep thinking here.
So I said the Kettle sea salt and truffle were horrible. Cheetos Puffs. Like I like Cheetos, but those little puffs. Sorry, I probably have to edit that out. Oh. I hate the puffs, man. Like to me, they're pointless and senseless. Just give me the regular Cheetos.
But how do you feel about cheese balls?
Like the actual cheese balls?
Yeah. No, like they're basically puffs, but they're round.
Oh, I got you. No, I don't like like in my head, I'm thinking I'm about to eat a whole bunch of something, and then I bite down, and it's like, oh, well, that just dissolved in my mouth. That made me feel bad.
Because we had recently, my son had a birthday, and he wanted cheese balls, so you can only buy those in one quantity.
Right.
And it's the like 55-gallon bourbon barrel of cheese puffs. So we had those around. So I ate a lot of those.
Okay. All right.
So it's not just chicken sandwiches that were the problem.
To me, that's also a giant commitment. If you're going to buy that thing and pop that top, man, you're going to be there for a while.
And we had like a small party, and they barely got scratched. Like,
nobody likes
kids
those.
ate a lot of those and just didn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you can't buy the small bag. The other one I don't like is Fritos. I like a Frito pie. Like Frito, I like a scoop. I like put them in a scoop.
Man.
But I just don't like. I don't eat Fritos just out of the bag in my mouth. They've got to be. Chips. They got to be doing something.
I love them. I love them all. I love the barbecue Fritos, the buffalo or the chili cheese Fritos, the scoops. I'll eat Fritos
just plain
anytime, any day. I was raised on Fritos and Diet Sun-Drop, so that's part of it. Here's a flavor that I thought would be delicious.
Okay,
it turned out to be total garbage. It's chicken and waffles Lay's.
Mm-hmm.
You had that?
Yep.
That's so promising.
They're miserable.
They're not good.
They're
you get
not.
that weird goop in them, like that. Whatever that. It's there's something at the bottom of that ain't right.
All right. The other one I had was just regular Lay's. They're awful. It's just a waste. I hate them.
I love them. So again, this is a theme with me. You may notice. I like really simple flavors a lot of times. I like the intense stuff too, but I really appreciate a really like delicate, simple, light flavor, like just salt and potato.
Yeah. And I'm okay with that. Here's where I have the problem is they're just too thin. Like if they were just a little bit thicker, I'd be like, okay, you're onto something, Lay's. But they're just too thin and they crack and crumble and I get them stuck in my
They do like you do need a toothpick afterwards. I'll say that. Now I do prefer, like, I don't like Ruffles. Like plain old blue bag Ruffles. Actually, they're too salty.
Okay.
But I like wavy Lay's because they're not as salty. They're a little thicker.
Okay.
They remind me of a good deli chip. If you've been to a deli and they give you a bag of like wherever their generic chips come from, that's wavy Lay's. And that's maybe it's nostalgia. Maybe it's, I just like those, the sandwich. So what's another? There's some weird flavors out there for sure. All
right, this is your last one?
I think I went to 3, but I don't know if I'm going to get to 5. I like chips a lot. Apparently they make a flaming hot Funyuns, and that's something I'm curious about. Potato, like the potato sticks, like the cans.
Yeah.
I was raised on those too, and I never liked them. I also don't like Sun Chips.
Oh, that's a good call. But every once in a while, I'll get a craving for it, and it hits the spot every time.
My wife loves them.
Yeah.
She can have them. I don't want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that might be it.
My last one that I absolutely despise is Bugles. I don't like Bugles.
Okay.
The only good thing they do is you can put them on your fingertips and pretend you're a witch. That's the only good thing that they have.
Have you had the cheesy Bugles?
No. I'm just talking about plain ordinary.
They're right there with corn chips. They're really close to corn chip. And speaking of, like, I can eat plain tortillas chips out of the bag.
That's weird.
I just
that's with no salsa.
That's just me. I just give me a bag of chips. I never said I wasn't. So
yeah, I'll tell you the chip though that has surprised me the most that I like is Chick-fil-A's waffle chips. Those to me are probably spot on, perfect.
Interesting. I haven't had those. My children are 50-50 on them. They got them in the kids' meal. I get the kale crunch salad now, so that's actually not terrible the second time you eat it. Once you're used to no sweets.
All right, moving on. Kale salad. Hell's wrong with you?
It's a thing I can get at Chick-fil-A.
I know.
I get the grilled chicken nuggets, buffalo sauce, and kale salad.
All right.
And then I'm hungry in an hour.
All right, go ahead. We got to talk about license plates.
Oh, okay. This is real quick. I went to the mall this afternoon to pick up something, and I got behind this car. It was a red convertible with the top down, and this potentially not safe for work, so I'm going to spell it out.
Okay. All right. Let me write it down.
You guys can figure it out from there. but the letters were 2 C O C K E 4 U. Don't Google it. That's all I'm going to say. But, well, you can Google it. But what you get is one of the dating site things pops up.
Oh.
There's like an OnlyFans thing that pops. Like, I have no idea what this could possibly mean. It's a really shiny, it was a very clean red car. I forget what model. It was a nicer convertible. It wasn't like a Corvette or anything like that, but I have no idea what that. Maybe they misspelled something. Or,
no, I think they got it. I think they nailed it. Are you not seeing it?
I see some of the words in there. What's the E for? I may need an education after the show, but I don't know.
You could say that it's not bad.
Okay.
Like you're just saying you're too cocky.
Oh.
I'm too cocky for you.
That explains the convertible. Okay. I couldn't make that. I couldn't get past.
You couldn't get past the cock, huh?
Yeah, I couldn't get. Yeah. There's only one guy in the car, so I didn't know what was happening there. So that's.
There's a show title right there. Yeah, no, it's too cocky for you.
Too cocky. Oh, see, I couldn't see the forest for the trees there. I don't know. That's
couldn't see the E from the cock. Got it.
Yeah, well, I think Coke, is he a dealer? Even that's spelled wrong.
All right. Well, guys, glad we cleared that up.
Yeah, but again, if you Google it, that's not at all what you get.
Yeah, don't Google that, kids. No, not good. Yeah. My wife is going to be looking at my desk and saying, "Why do you have that on?" Well, that's my new license plate, honey. All right, so you also have a story about Amazon.
Okay, this is just I've gotten to the point where I don't know what's in the box that's on my front steps anymore. Like, I keep getting Amazon packages, and I'm going,
oh boy,
what did I order? I don't know what I bought or what I needed. It's getting kind of out of hand. I try to, like, let's say we're not going to buy anything this month because we've been spending a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then, we need this thing. Oh, and this thing. So, okay, let me place a Amazon order.
Mm-hmm.
And I've started doing like the Amazon Day delivery, so I don't get a box every day. I still get a box every day. Today I got like 7 things. And I ordered, this time I knew what I was ordering.
Okay.
For the most part. I didn't quite know everything that was coming. What's in this box? Oh, yeah, I remember that. That's usually what it is. I get the box and go, it's like Christmas every day.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
You open it up. Oh, yeah, I did one of those ink pen refills.
Yeah. Like you think it's going to be something awesome, and then ink pen refills.
No idea. Yeah, I got edger blades I have an edger for my lawn because I'm a Texas lawn care now.
Yeah.
I don't know if I sent you guys that picture or not, but I got this white envelope in the mail, and it was really heavy. No idea what was in there. What is it? It's like a gold bar. What is this thing? It was just a 5-pack of edger blades.
Then the disappointment sets in.
Oh yeah, I was like, now I can edge. So it kind of went both ways there. Yeah. Does that happen to you?
Oh, buddy, let me tell you. So, yeah, it got to the point where I was like, Jessica, what did we get today? She's like, I don't know. I'm like, you're ordering things and we don't even know what they are because it's so much. But then Biggun stumbled upon this particular website, not toocockyforyou.com. But it's basically a site that and I use this term loosely because if you're on the podcast, you can't see my fingers. It's a club in which you can buy things off Amazon, and then they reimburse you for them. So they'll have every day you can get a couple of items, up to 2. But they tell you what you have to buy. And so you do like this comparison. You say, oh, I like this one better than this one, and here's why. Or I wouldn't buy these 3 things together because of why. Or does this one have a video? They just ask you questions while you're going through to pick out what you want. But here's what has come to my house recently. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah. It's yeah.
Yeah. So here's what is scheduled to be delivered. Classroom rules poster. 50-foot garden hose. Organic cotton rounds.
Organic
Cotton rounds.
Okay.
Hair regrowth foam.
Ooh.
Leak-proof hiking backpack.
Okay.
A portable space heater. I've received 2 fantasy football draft boards. 1 dog joint supplement, which I don't own a dog. Paw Patrol toy, which the little one likes that.
Okay.
A silverware drawer organizer. Italian seasoning. Fidget toys.
I need one of those.
Organic castor oil, which I still have. If anybody needs organic castor oil, I've got that. Acne face patches, vitamin C. I got a crap ton of vitamin C if anybody needs that. A pimples healing patch, silicone baby spoons, ashwagandha gummies, which I've enjoyed eating those, vitamin D, and a toddler sippy cup. So, yeah.
You bought this on purpose.
Yep.
You spent money on all of these things.
Yep.
Just because they were going to give you some money back?
Yeah, they give you the item for free, and you get you get the item for free, and then you get every time you do one, you get basically like $1.
Okay. So they're sending garbage to your house.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, but I mean, I've used some of these items. I'm trying to give some of these items away. Other people,
how's that going?
My dad has a dog, so I gave him the hip joint stuff. So yeah, there's a big box in my office of just crap that I get for free, and then I just kind of give it away.
Yeah. The classroom rules, that's kind of got me a little bit.
Yeah, I got. Would you like some of those? Because I can hand them your way.
No, I'm out of the homeschool business as of
all right. Well,
next 2 weeks from now. So
maybe next year. But I mean, even today was one. I wasn't able to get on it, but it was just a bag of coffee, like a 1 pound bag of coffee. So it's not. I get my money back. I do know that. They've been very consistent on giving me my money back. But here's the deal. Here's what I've noticed. So they wanted me to buy this bottle of vitamin C, right? And so I bought the bottle of vitamin C. It was $10.09. And then I bought the wrong kind.
Oh, no.
It was the wrong supplier.
The
wrong brand, yeah. So then they're like, just rebuy it again and you see if you can get a refund. So I got the original vitamin C, which I don't need. And I can't refund it, so I'm kind of stuck with it. It was $10, whatever. But then I go back to buy it again. The same thing, different brand, was $39.94. So it makes the stuff, when you buy it, all these people are buying it, so it makes the price go up. The silverware thing was $11. Now it's $15. You're like, I see what you're doing here. So it helps drive the Amazon price up.
Okay.
So there's that. So there you go.
I don't like that.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That's interesting.
Yep. So there's my Amazon fatigue. So, but I'd have everything delivered on a certain day. I'm not going to tell you which day it is.
That's next level. I'm just sick of weird packages coming to my house. You signed up for it. That's
right. I didn't pay any money to be part of this club.
Sure.
I just saw an ad and it was like, hey, be a tester. So I was like, okay, cool. But big box, these boxes are getting dumped off at the house. It's pretty funny.
That's hilarious.
Speaking of things I'm also ashamed of.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I need to come clean about my watching habits lately.
Oh, come on.
Television. A coworker of mine has suggested that I watch the show called Outer Banks on Netflix.
It's a historical documentary?
I wish it was. Well, it kind of is.
Oh.
But basically, think of it as the Goonies which I love.
Sure.
Right? Everybody's excited about Goonies.
Yeah.
So there's treasure hunt. There's intrigue. There's mystery. There's blah, blah, blah. But the Goonies had a love child, with the infamous Dawson's Creek show.
Okay.
Do you remember Dawson's Creek?
I didn't watch it, but yeah.
Yeah. So it's a bunch of great-looking teenagers, and again, I use that quote.
Okay.
Loosely, which they're like 30, whatever, running around.
Whatever a teenager in Hollywood is, right?
Right, yeah. Yeah, so they're running around trying to find the treasure, which that part's great. But it has become like an addiction where I'm just like, oh man, what happens next? What happens next? It's been really good. They have 2 seasons. They just came out with season 2, and I blew through that within a week for season 1 and season 2.
So this is a scripted show, right? It's not
absolutely.
like a reality.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, but it takes place supposedly in the Outer Banks of North Carolina, which is actually filmed all in Charleston. So there's that. It's completely far-fetched. It's the most ridiculous, there's no treasure out there, but it's so ridiculous that you're like, oh, I'm going to keep watching. So, which made me think of what are your guilty pleasure shows?
Guilty pleasure. That's the thing. I don't have a lot of guilty pleasures.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, I don't watch a ton of TV. I'm I'm a big nerd. So, and this isn't guilty pleasure, but I watch a lot of superhero stuff and Disney and Star Wars and comic book. That's and there's a couple of reality shows I kind of like, but they're all about survival and wilderness.
Okay.
And
like Alone.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a really good one.
That.
That's a good show. I watched Man vs. Wild forever back in the day. Guilty pleasure. Okay. This might count. This is a show you probably don't have access to because it's on Apple TV Plus.
Okay.
But there's a brand new show. I think there are 4 episodes in. It's called Schmigadoon.
Okay.
It's a musical.
Mm.
So I think they're kind of playing on a bunch of different. My wife was a drama nerd, so
okay,
that's how we found this. I think, but it's got Key from Key and Peele,
okay,
Keenan.
all right, yeah.
Is it? I can't remember his name. The tall one.
Yeah, Key.
Him and another girl that was on SNL are the leads in the show.
Okay,
but essentially they're a couple who think they love each other, and then they get stuck in this fictitious musical where the people sing songs. It's like being in it, they're living in a musical. It's kind of funny. It's only 30 minutes.
Nice.
It's very grown. It's kind of an adult thing. They had a whole song about female anatomy and how pregnancy works.
How about it? Okay.
Oh, so it's not a kid's show at all.
Copy.
It's very grown up in the content, but they're singing it. It's almost like Avenue Q, if you know what Avenue Q is.
Mm-mm.
It's Dirty Muppets on Broadway or off Broadway.
Okay.
It's hilarious. Hilarious. I would count that as a kind of a guilty pleasure. We watched it on Friday nights. I think there's only 6 episodes. We have 2 left. It's kind of ridiculous and funny and
okay. Yeah. That'll count. Yeah. The other one is for us. We've enjoyed the 90 Day Fiancé fiascos. So, are you familiar with the 90 Day Fiancé?
No.
Basically, somebody from the U.S. falls in love with somebody outside of the U.S. and they have 90 days to get married. And so it's been very, so they've been dating for a while. So it's not just oh, I met you for 90 days and whatnot. It's more about their visa process and them getting generally them to the U.S. or whatnot. And it's just a dumpster fire of of people and their story, and then them having to go to this country and stay there. And there's one lady named Angela from Hazelhurst, Georgia, and she's just a mess, and it's just a wreck. And so nobody, it's just a fiasco. So we started watching it, and it's it's just downhill. There's never an upside. It just keeps getting worse. So at some point I got to cut bait because it's just insane.
I think the difference, I can't watch, like you have the TV on while you're working and doing, like I can't do that. If the TV's on, I'm watching the TV. Like I get consumed in it and you can't talk to me because it just, I can't have background television unless it's, there's not even that. Like I could be getting my oil changed and watching, I was talking about the Wayne Brady show, you know, I'm sucked into whatever, Let's Make a Deal or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. It's, if the TV's good on, if there's a screen, I'm watching it. That's all there is to it, you know.
We could do a bracket of game shows. Or game show hosts.
Oh.
That would be fun.
You can have a couple of different regions. There could be classic.
Yes.
Train wreck or comedian or like, okay.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
It could be fun. I've watched some game shows. One of my favorites is Family Feud with Steve Harvey.
Okay. You like,
oh man.
Steve's like, you know, looks that he can give will just crack you up.
The faces he makes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's going to tie into, I think, our next topic here in a minute. But it's.
Yeah, I think we'll probably just save the wacky news stuff for next week.
That's fine. We're out 15 minutes in.
So speaking about people from other countries, the Olympics are on right now. So what is your level of the Olympic watching that you have done on a scale of 1 to 10?
My family has watched it more than I have because I've been really big. I like the Olympics. I don't watch a lot of TV at night. That's the problem. 1 to 10, I'm probably a 2.5, maybe.
You're giving the Olympics a 2.5.
No, I'm not giving it. I'm just saying that
I know your attention
involvement. I've seen some of the gymnastics. I've seen barely watched any swimming. What did I watch? That might be it. I've watched like 30 seconds of volleyball. Maybe 2.5 is probably too high. Maybe I'm 1 out of 10. I've seen less than 0. I've seen some stuff. Mostly it was the women's gymnastics, I think, because that was the drama. But we were watching it with my daughter.
Is that one over?
That's finally over. I think.
Okay.
You know,
good
and
night.
just, you know, side note, the Simone Biles stuff, like.
What? So I don't even know what happened with that.
Poor girl. Like, I mean, there's just pressure on her, you know? Like, she went and she got what was apparently a cape of the she did I forget which event was. It was one of those, like, the horse, not the horse, thing where you, like, jump and do, like, the vault, flip over and do, like, crazy stuff, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
One of her top events. She, got confused, only did half of what she meant to do. Like, something happened and she just was out of it, like, mentally. And then she checked herself out, basically. She's like, and it was the right call, you know, but the whole world's like, she's like the best gymnast on the planet, right? Supposedly. So there's all this pressure that probably shouldn't be on this child. She's only 21 years old, right? This is too much pressure for one person. I mean, you know, everyone's expecting her to go out there and get the gold just because of who she is, you know? It's like, that's too much on someone that age, I think.
Yeah.
But, and apparently, it's like her grandmother died during the Olympics too. That just came out later. She had so much on her mind. I don't blame her. And then her teammates like stepped up and like they were originally like the sideshow, I guess. They killed it and everyone medaled. It's like everyone on the team medaled, which is amazing, right?
Yeah.
And I think she came. I didn't see the end of it, but she came back and did the balance beam, I think.
Oh, okay. So she left and then came back. Okay, that's
she left and did. She didn't do the all around. There's a couple things she didn't do, but we were just showing, like, because my daughter is interested in gymnastics, so this is what it really looks like. So we kind of watch that. My kids both like to swim, so we showed them some of the swimming stuff and how fast they were and that kind of stuff.
Wow.
But I didn't get to spend the time. I would have. I'm more of a Winter Olympics guy, I think, but I wish I could see more. And I just didn't get around to it.
The extent of my Olympic watching was, and this blows my mind, it was the marathon women's swimming where they're swimming in open water for literally an hour and a half as fast as you can go.
Mm-hmm.
That blows my mind. That has to be the most difficult sport that you can be part of. I mean, that's insane.
I mean,
Swimming as fast as you can for an hour and a half.
Have you seen synchronized swimming?
I have seen it before. I haven't
They're
seen it
like
this year.
just like floating upside down in the water and like doing perfectly synced routines. They're all like, I didn't see any men doing it. But the women I saw were all like, you could tell they were like jacked up a little bit, right? They're so strong.
Yeah. I don't know. I've messed around. Jessica and I did what we called the Fat Kid Olympics, and we were just joking around the pool, and we did the synchronized swimming, which I didn't think was hard. We put together a routine in like 4 minutes. I think we nailed it. End?
Were you like treading water the whole time, or were you in like the kiddie pool?
No, we were in the kiddie pool. Yeah.
Okay.
It was easy.
Just to draw the line there.
Yeah.
Like water polo, like how do you not drown?
Oh, yeah. That was the other thing, is we watched the entire women's water polo. And those are the only two things I've watched. I haven't watched anything else.
I watched maybe I saw a clip of it, the Jamaica U.S. men's like 400 relay final, I think. I was a track guy when I was in high school. I didn't run. I threw stuff. But
okay,
to be clear,
that makes more sense.
So I was around a lot of track. I watched a lot of people running. But like the relays are always fascinating. We had, in my school, always had a really great. I think it was our 1600 or 400 relay teams blew everyone out of the water. So watching that, like I think if I remember correctly, and the Jamaica and the U.S. both broke the world record at the same time.
Oh, wow.
Like the Jamaicans won. And it was like this really tight race and they're running, right? Then they hit the anchor, and the anchor for Jamaica is Usain Bolt. So, yeah.
Yeah.
He won.
Wow.
But it was like, oh, close. Oh, not close. But the U.S. still broke the record, but then Jamaica beat them.
That's crazy.
So you think you're so fast, and when you watch the video, you're like, it doesn't even look close, right?
Right.
That's how much faster he was.
If you say to yourself, guys, we've just beat the world record. I think we've got this in the bag. In your practice, and all of a sudden you just get toasted from that.
Yeah, like there was a cyclist. Apparently, I didn't realize. I forgot about this. She got second because she didn't know she wasn't in first. Because the first place person was so far ahead of her. So she like didn't go as fast as, like, she just was making sure she was in front of everybody. Not realizing she wasn't the leader.
Oh, wow.
So she rolled up, oh, hey, Gay, you're in second. What? Like, so she wasn't even going for it. She's like, yeah, I'm beating these fools behind me, right? But someone had like blasted on past her a long time ago.
Wow, how did you miss that, lady?
Right.
Goodness.
Jeez.
Well, right now in the medal count, China is first with 34. Then they've got 24 silver and 16 bronze. U.S. is second with 29, 35, and 27 respectively. And then Japan, 22, 10, and 14. At the end of the day, though, I ask myself, what is it all worth? And then it just bragging rights. Like these guys come home and like, hey, look, I got a medal. And you're like, great, now what? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm happier for like the countries that have like 3 athletes there who do really well. Like that's just cool to see. Like,
sure.
Like I think it was the badminton championship. It's like that country had never won anything.
Or like, I think it was Italy that won stuff that they've never, ever won in before.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool, but. And
then
there's
the Russians.
A
the Russian
refugee.
thing? Okay. Well, the Russians weren't allowed to send anybody because of doping. Oh. So they invented the Russian Olympic Committee.
Oh, is that what the ROC is?
Which isn't Russia, but it's the Russians.
You sly dogs.
So I don't know how
they hacked the Olympics.
I don't know how that works.
The Russians hacked the Olympics.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did.
Way to go. Way to go. I do like the story too of the refugees that got to come and compete in the Olympics. I think they had like 16 people, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So anywho,
there's people who don't have a country or something. I thought or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yep. So, all right. Well, cool. That's our show. We're going to wrap it up. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Southern Fried Philosophy Podcast. We'll try to work on getting some other guests up and coming for our next shows. And then remember, we are wrapping up on season 5 here. We should be shutting this sucker down probably at the end of the month. So please make sure you tune in. And then we will be back at the beginning of January, but we'll let everybody know with our socials. And again, if you will please, throw us some money at Patreon, you can come and have a beer with us. We would appreciate that. Thanks again for tuning in. And as always, keep looking up.